them. I spoke to the country's foreign minister earlier this week about the crisis in Ukraine and whether he feels threatened by Russia just across the Black Sea.
Yes, I think the closest NATO and EU member state to the hotspots in Ukraine. Crimea is only 300 kilometers off the Romanian coast. And of course we are concerned because Ukraine is our largest neighbor. And we have in Ukraine a large Romanian minority of almost 500,000 people. So for us the stability of Ukraine is very important for the security of Romania. That is why since the very beginning of the crisis in Ukraine last year with the illegal annexation of Crimea by Russia, Romania was quite actively involved in the decision making both within the EU and NATO in taking the necessary measures to stop the assertive actions of Russia and to stimulate finding a solution to the conflict.
But those assertive actions haven't really been stopped, have they? There is a ceasefire of sorts, but Russian-backed rebels are still very much in control of that territory.
So after almost 1 year from the annexation of Crimea, the authorities in Kiev and the Russian-backed separatists in East Ukraine have reached an agreement. And it is very important now to monitor very closely the implementation of this agreement. What we see now, the first steps of the Minsk arrangements are partially implemented. So we see the ceasefire is largely observed, but there are still casualties on the ground. Less than before, that's true, but there are still casualties. The heavy weapons are withdrawn in a very large part, but still the OSCE monitors do not have full access to the area which is supposed to be monitored according to the Minsk arrangement.
And what about Romania itself? How important is it to you that the US-led missile defense shield is in place with bases on Romanian soil?
Well, it is important to stress the fact that the missile defense project is not connected to Russia and is not connected to what happens in East Ukraine. It is a project started in 2010 together with the United States. I have negotiated the bilateral agreement with the United States on missile defense. And this year, in 2015, by the end of the year, the facility in Deveselu in Romania, where the missile defense system is deployed, will become operational. It is extremely important from a symbolic point of view, because this shows that in Romania, and Romania as a whole, will never come back to another sphere of influence. It is also a guarantee that the United States is committed to the defense of the European allies.
Romania's foreign minister speaking to me earlier this week. Now,